Got a visitor today. Yeah, I get these occasionally here in the building. PerkyPlanes and RC here, operating at 2.4 gigahertz, and got the Hobbico Superstar here on the channel. Now, if you recall, I did actually cover this one just briefly here on the channel when I was doing a trade deal. So, going to take a little bit of a bigger look into it, but still not probably too much. Just because, as you can see, it looks pretty darn good. So, after I'll do some servo testing with it, just check it out, see if I see any major problems, and just kind of go from there. All right, here we go. We're going to do some Aileron servo testing. These are Futaba S3003s, which, if I remember correctly, that's the servo that's throughout the entire plane. So, got the Aileron servo hooked up first. Let's give them a quick test. I think we're in good shape. All right, now jumping over to the fuselage. Again, I mean, I think as far as looks and stuff, I mean, I think it's a little dirty, but nothing terrible. Covering appears to be in pretty good shape. Still seems pretty good and solid. So let's check linkages out here where I've got the, well, I'm on the tail section there. So, yeah, it looks pretty good there. Let's flip it over and look at the rudder. Yeah, it looks pretty good there as well. So, looks like the coverings come up here a little bit on that, but, you know, overall, I think this is in pretty darn good shape, in my opinion. I'll flip it back over here. We're going to start looking at the servos. Not sure what the significance of N226LK is. Maybe there's an interesting story about that one. I did look at the instructions as well. It appears like that must be the standard number they stamped on the thing. So, not sure what the significance is. And manual does show a copyright date of 2003. So, shows you how old this thing is. Also, this one has an interesting little thing here on the tail, 42. Which I'm assuming has to do with the old FM AM days. And the channels and stuff, before 2.4 gigahertz. All right. So, let me flip this around and get a better view of the, well, let's go and get a good look at the servos here. So, yeah, S3003s, Futaba, throughout the whole thing. This appears to have, I was looking at this nice mess of wires here. So we have a switch over here on this side, which has two leads coming off of it. One here for receiver power, and the other one here is going to a bind plug thing on the side. And then, of course, this red one here is going to the receiver battery. So, I'm thinking, seriously, I'll leave that in place, the switch. I like the idea of having the switch where I can turn it on and off. So, I probably will keep that in place. The bind plug thing, again, don't really use it. And probably will not use it, so it's just going to have to hang there. And let's see here. There was this one right here. I did trace this one. This is actually a servo extensions, which goes to the other end right here. Labeled, of course, ailerons. So that was already kind of taped in place. And I'll probably go to ELRS on this guy too. It's a little dirty inside, but overall not too bad. I'll probably clean it up and all that kind of stuff. Let me go ahead and get my servo tester ready, and we will fire up these servos and test them all. All right, tester is hooked up. Luckily with my tester, I can actually hook up to 3 servos at one time, which is pretty handy. So I've got all 3 servos hooked up for throttle, rudder, and elevator. So let's give them a shot. I did kind of test the engine beforehand as far as like the make sure it wasn't sticking. And as you can see, you got compression. The neo valve, it was a little gummy, but it wasn't terrible. And I did check the linkage there, so it's not locked up or anything. So let me go ahead and we'll do the tail sections first. There you go. And then of course the throttle. Get the focus there. So yeah, I think servos are in good shape. Nothing sounds bad. So I think we're good there. All right, coming back to the engine just for a moment here. Like I said, overall it does turn pretty good, not gummed up. Seems like it's got some good compression. This is an OS LA40. I know you guys were saying it's got bushed bearings, so just don't run it too lean, and it should do well. So and like I said, the neo valve is just a little bit sticky, but it still turns. So you can see there. So now probably what I'll be doing at some point is taking the engine off, or maybe even just leaving the engine on the plane, honestly, and just giving it a good quick run, kind of getting it heated back up, warmed back up, that kind of thing, and just kind of go from there. But overall, I think we're in pretty good shape. Fuel tubing, I probably would. I think with anything, I probably would just still replace the fuel tubing with brand new, just because you don't know how long stuff's been sitting in there, or how long the thing has been sitting. So, yeah, probably we'll look at replacing the fuel tubing. I'll need to get the fuel tank out just to take a look at it too, to see what condition it's in. There is no easy access through here. I've had some trainer planes in the past that you could actually remove this cover and get easy access to your fuel tank. So unfortunately, I have to do it from inside the fuselage there. So, but from what I could see from the very back of it, it didn't look terrible. But again, I have not got it out to fully inspect it yet. So we'll have to check on that, of course. All right, guys. Well, that's going to conclude this video on this Hobbico Superstar. There's still a couple more things I got to do to it as far as giving it a good check out, like the fuel tank, for example. So probably do those off camera. I might go ahead and share my findings on that as well once I actually get to that. But anyways, this is going to conclude this video for now. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.